So what I've been taught at school, that is always should open a presentation with a joke. So because I'm talking about politics, I should do a political joke, right? Well, I'm not really a fan of political jokes because I've seen too much of them get elected. But before we dive into this topic, who am I? I'm just a 19-year-old student studying equity, so I'm just like you guys, discovering the world. But how did I actually came up with this theme? Well, it was in 2016 when Trump battled Hillary Clinton for the presidency in the United States, and me and my mates were at a restaurant at the dining table, and there was a radio playing in the background, and we heard that that gorilla, Harambe, was going for president. Obviously, we joked, like, you know how young people are, they joke about everything, and we kind of forgot about it. But after a while, we heard that Harambe actually got 15,000 votes, and that's actually a lot. And first, again, we laughed. But after a while we started being critical, started thinking, what if these people didn't waste their vote on such a bad meme, literally? Well, should things have changed? Maybe. There are some other examples. For example, Conchita Wurst, who won the Euros just because her message, not because her song. Well, how do you call this? Well, we call this populism. It's like winning a race with no good points, or some points, but actually winning because of you being controversial. But before we actually say it's populism, let's define what it is. Well, it's a political approach that strives to appeal to ordinary people who feel that their concerns are disregarded and established by elite groups. Well, it's a large sentence, I had to look it up myself too, to be honest. But what it actually says is that it focuses on the concerns of the normal people and try to find solutions on it. For example, Trump felt the concerns of his people and blamed it on the Mexicans and immigrants. And we have a more recent upcoming of populism, and it's by Silt en Vriend and Dries van Langenode. And I'm going to show you a clip which illustrates this all.
Is dit de toekomst die we willen? Ik wil geen politici die meer denken aan zichzelf dan aan hun kiezers.
Ik wil geen straten waar vrouwen niet meer veilig zijn.
Ik wil geen maatschappij die onze normen en waarden vergeten is.
As you can see, they really emphasize on the concerns that people have, and they try to seek solutions on it. But why should we be critical to this? Not all populism is bad, I'm not saying that, but we should always be aware of large groups and stupid people. And we have seen dangers in the past of it. For example, World War II was kinda provoked because of populism. Not everything was provoked of it, but it definitely played a huge part in it. But when can populism rise? Obviously, it has to do with reproduction, as everyone. No, I'm just joking. It has to do with money. Because if there is less money in a society, more people get concerns, and that's when populism comes at its peak. We've seen this in World War II with the great bank crash, and right now with the bank crisis, and we see again that populist parties start to rise. But for a fun fact, it is actually true that people reproduce more when there's more money. So we should be critical. And many people say that these things can never happen again in a society like it is right now. We are well warned and critical. Well, that's actually not true. The Brexit was also kind of provoked because of populism, if you see it in another way. And Trump was elected by a populist claim. This one.
We will build a great wall along the southern border.
So as you can see, people are not that critical sometimes in their decisions. But how can you be more critical? That's like the point I'm trying to make here. Well, first of all, be involved in what happens. I'm not saying you should read essays or everything, but just be aware of the news that's going on. Then think for yourselves and don't let people tell you what your concerns are. You have to know that by yourself. Respect everyone and measure people by their actions. That's very important. And maybe the key point is that your opinion is as important as any other. And if we do this, because you are the future, I think the next generation will live in a world that's far better than ours. So thank you for listening, and now it's a little bit Q&A time.